When I woke up 8.5 years ago, I went really far down the rabbit hole. And I spent probably 16 hours a day, just all of my waking life, researching about what is going on and what the plan is in the future. And I think, like pretty much everyone who eventually wakes up to the whole New World Order scam, I really wanted to speak out and wake people up to what was going on. And that was what I did. At first I sent out emails to every single person on my email list. I wrote long letters about what was happening, provided links, tried to back up everything I was saying. I sent those same letters to everyone by private message on my Facebook, hundreds and hundreds of people. I posted about it on Facebook too. I talked about it offline with my friends and family. And I think I was a little naive back then because I really thought that if I just had the right argument with the right sources, I could be convincing enough to wake up a lot of people. I just need to use logic and evidence. Like it's so clear. It's right in front of us. Of course a bunch of people are going to see this. And this was with more basic things too. This was like when I was trying to point out the economic collapse that was coming, or the the march towards authoritarianism. Those are in plain sight, and they were in plain sight 8 years ago. And to much my surprise, when I did all these things, nobody cared. I was ignored. That was the main response. I was ignored. And to a lesser extent, I was ridiculed. That's what I got. For the hours and hours and hours that I poured into trying to help people, to prepare them for what was coming, that's what I got back in return. And, everybody wants to give value to people. Everybody wants to offer something that they have to make other people's lives better off. Unless you're a sociopath, unless you're a politician or a CEO or the elites that control both of those groups. Everybody else who's actually a human being, who isn't extremely damaged, wants to be offering value to people. And it's so demotivating when you put your heart into something to try to help people, and you just get nothing back except for people ignoring you and ridicule. And the focus of this video is to really shift away from that, because that approach just does not work. People who want to stay asleep, they're going to stay asleep. You might get a few fence sitters, but for the most part, your words are just, they're not going to work that well. And instead, what you really need to be doing, and this isn't just true for speaking out about what's going on right now. This is true for everything. And I don't know why it took me this long to figure this out. This is the most obvious thing to me now. But if you want to offer as much value as possible to people, then you need to go out and find those people. You need to start speaking out exactly what you believe, get your word out there, and then find the people who want to hear it, who want that value, who value you because you're offering that value. You have to go out and seek those people. Stop trying to convince anyone of anything. And I realized this. I mean, I've kind of been shifting towards that realization, but it really hit me a couple months ago when I was posting about the coronavirus and how I just didn't care about it, and it was a joke, and there was things that I was actually worried about, like the economic collapse because of the lockdowns, or the lockdowns weren't actually there yet, but they were clearly in the process. And then I saw people that were on my Facebook who were actually supporting what I was saying, because I'd added a whole bunch of new people in the last 3 or 4 months. I'm like, oh, I'm not really used to that. I'm used to everybody ignoring what I'm saying, because most of my friends were completely fast asleep and not paying attention to anything about what's happening. Um, and then I noticed some of those more recent friends, they were also starting to post about this, the whole coronavirus. And more interesting than that is that some of them had huge friend groups, like maxed out 5,000 friends, and were getting hundreds of positive comments about it. And so I found that very interesting. And obviously, it's easier today than it was 8.5 years ago to find like minded people. But to me, it just hadn't fully clicked how many people are really out there, and that if I want to be offering as much value to people as I can, I need to go out and find them. And so that's what I did. A few months, 2 months ago, I had, I think, 400 friends, friend contacts on Facebook. Now I have about 1,200, and now they're just finding me. I get tons of Facebook requests every day, and I still go out and add people too. I just look for anybody who is posting about this stuff. There's never been an easier time to connect with like-minded people in this area ever. And it is completely 100% changed my motivation level. Like, obviously I'm more motivated just because we're so close now. It's all coming down right now. In the next few months and years, it's all coming down. So there's that motivation. But the other part of my motivation, and this is huge, this is absolutely enormous, is seeing that the value that I am offering people through my support, through my writings, now through my videos, and through my other shares, are actually wanted by people. People are actually getting value out of the value that I am trying to offer them. And, you know, that just makes me want to do it so much more. The more value that I can see people are getting out of what I'm doing, the more value I want to offer. It is a snowball effect. And this is what I think everybody should be doing, is creating that snowball effect in their online and eventually in their offline lives as well. By speaking out, saying exactly what they say, what they feel, what they think, and what they're seeing, and go out and seek people who see the same thing and attract those people to you. Because it's all about becoming and being the best that you can be. And when you're surrounded by those kind of like-minded people, you are more motivated to be that best person. First, because because you can see the impact that you're having, because people are reacting, because people are commenting, because people are sharing what you're putting out there. But the other part is, it also, when you see other people doing the same kind of thing, it inspires you to go to your next level. So for example, I've only just started putting videos out, and it's really scary to do it. It's less scary now, but especially that first one, it's really scary to know. I don't know how people are going to respond, and it's completely public. You are completely exposed. To a much lesser extent, the same thing with writing. But seeing that other people are doing it and seeing the positive impact that they're having, the people that are on a higher level than me, the way I see that is, I mean, it's not jealousy. It's like, it inspires me. I want that too. I want to be like that person. I want to be having that bigger impact, offering that much value to people. And I know I'm capable of it. I see it's possible. And then it's like psychologically, it's like they are giving everyone else permission to do the same thing by showing that it's possible, by showing what happens, by showing the positive impact. And that's part of the snowball effect too, because I see those people and then I want to do the same thing, so I go up to the next level. I start making videos, and then other people see those videos, everybody that's watching this, and then they want to start making videos, or they want to start writing more, or they want to start sharing more, being more honest, not holding back. um, and then everyone who is speaking out and putting themselves out there and connecting with other people who are doing the same thing, everybody's reach expands to other groups of people, not just to the awake people, but also to the fence sitters and even to the sleeping people who, eventually those words are going to sit with them, and at some point they're going to snap out of their coma. So this is a massive, massive snowball effect. And a huge part of that is creating that true, I call it a truth army. Finding like-minded people who want the value that you offer and who also offer you that value back. Because there's so much that you also get from that group of people. You get inspiration, you get motivation, you get information, and you get support. I can't tell you how much more motivated I am when I see people actually supporting me, saying that I'm having an impact. It's huge. And for people who feel like they maybe don't have enough to offer, I've never really had that problem. I've always felt like I had a lot to offer, and just smashing my head against the wall trying to figure out people who actually wanted that value. Um, but there's a lot of people, I think, who feel like they don't have that much to offer. And first of all, like, that's not true. It's not true. For one, you can always, the more that you put yourself out there and the more that you learn, the more value you start to offer people as you gain the skills of writing, gain the skills of video, gain the skills of just like your own commentary. That in itself, like, that's a skill. Those are skill sets. Just put yourself out there and eventually they will improve. I mean, my first video, I don't know, I felt like a deer in headlights anyway. I didn't really look at it because it'll be too embarrassing, but the more that I practice it, I know I'll get better, and I already know I've gotten better at speaking to myself in front of a camera. And I feel a little bit less like an idiot doing it too. And so that'll just improve over time. And so no matter what your skill sets are, no matter what your knowledge base is right now, the more you learn and the more you practice, the more value you will have, and the more you'll be able to offer it to people, and the more that people will want it. And the more that you'll attract people who can offer you value back in return. And the second part is, like, there's so many aspects to giving value. Like, for me, I think probably the most value I offer is inspiring people and giving people real solutions that they hadn't really considered to prepare for this and to fight this. And everybody has their own strengths in this, right? Some people, their strength is spreading news. For some people, it is sharing their feelings. For another, it is just offering support. Like I said, like, just people supporting each other is so impactful. You don't realize how powerful your words are by offering that support to other people. So there's there's so many subject areas. Like, pick whatever is you feel most interested in. For me, it's finding solutions for things. That's the most interesting thing for me. But we all have, I think, a part to play in this, and it doesn't matter where you are right now. It does not matter where you are right now. I can't emphasize that enough. What matters is where you want to be. And it matters who you want to be. Because if you have that goal of what you want, just keep on pushing yourself until you reach it. Do whatever it takes to get to that point. Like as much as this is about fighting this um this truth war. That's what it is. This is a truth war. As much as it is about that, it's really also about self-development, because we change the world by changing ourselves. At the end of the day, that's what it is. Nothing changes until we change ourselves. And this is such a perfect opportunity to change ourselves in so many ways. Pushing through fears, pushing through negativity, embarrassment, anger, all those things. This is your chance to do it. So do it. And the best way to start is to gather that truth army. Gather those supporters. Gather those people who want you. Gather those people who get value from what you offer. And that will motivate you to become the best that you can possibly be in this fight, and the best person that you can be in life. Start today. Don't make excuses. Just do it.